What is up, guys? This is your boy Superior Simmer, and today I have some more information regarding The Sims 4. If you guys like news, updates, and discussion, please hit the sub button, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. I also do have an affiliate link with Instagaming to bring you guys cheaper Sims packs. If you guys click the right side of the screen or the link in the description, you guys will find a bunch of deals on The Sims 3. It's around $3, and all the expansion packs are under $10 as well. Without further ado, let's get into the bullshit. All right, guys, so there's a lot of information I want to go over for the Corruption Awaits expansion pack. Keep in mind there is going to be some spoilers with the build and buy and cast, so if you don't want to look at that stuff, I'll completely understand. But before we get into that, there is some additional information that I want to go over. Shout out to Zerbu. So there's a bunch of new information that he gathered on the pack, starting off with the fact that you can choose outfit categories, styles, or specific outfits for roles in getaways and custom venues. So for example, if you're hosting a cooking competition, you can designate a sim to wear a specific outfit. So if you want all of them to wear a chef's jacket, you can do that. Another thing he mentioned is that you can filter sims for roles by which world they live in addition to usual filters available to clubs and small businesses. So if you're hosting like a dating show in Willow Creek and you only want sims from Willow Creek to be in the dating show, you can do that. This one's a little bit confusing to me, but he said you can set the skill elimination challenges to go by their current values instead of the amount gained. Now, he didn't say level, so maybe he's saying that like if a sim has level 5 cooking and another sim has like level 4 cooking, that level 5 sim will win based on their current level. But then he would have said that instead of values, so the values part and the amount gained is like a little bit confusing, so I apologize for that. Now, he also said there's a code that allows for changing a sim's outfit at a specific time, but he said this does not include the option to set specific outfits, only categories and styles. So let's say it's like nighttime, it's like 9 p.m. and everyone has to go to sleep. You can have those sims change into their sleepwear, but you can't specifically tell them to wear like sleepwear 2 or 3. He also mentioned that sims will automatically be assigned to a preferred bed when getaways start. He said he don't know if it's possible for the player to change their bed. So I'm hoping this is an option because again, this will make this more true to hotels. You can also earn money by hosting getaways as well. He said the code only mentions the active households lot. It's not clear if this includes owned businesses other than the home lot. So I'm assuming when he said that last part, he means like if you own a small business but it's also a residential lot, maybe that means it doesn't qualify as an active household lot because it's also a small business. Could be wrong, but that's what I gathered from this. Now, what's really interesting but also really cool is that it also mentioned in multiple places that sims can quit getaways and you'll earn less money if they do. So right away, this is really cool to me. This is very realistic. This is very similar to Love Struck and the whole dating concept because again, if they're having a bad time, they'll up and leave. So this applies to the same thing with the getaways. If the sims are not having a good time, they'll leave, and again, you'll lose money, which makes sense. Now, Zerbu never mentioned like a rating system, and we haven't seen one in like the blog post or like the Q&As. So I'm hoping there is a similar rating system, like a 5-star getaway or something like that, similar to like the businesses and hobbies and the for rent system. Now, he said with romance and friendship elimination getaways, a sim has a interest. A lot of people assumed it would be based on contestants interacting with each other, but that appears to be incorrect. So what I'm interested in knowing is, how does a sim basically pick an interest? Is it based off like likes and dislikes? Because I know the attraction stuff is with Love Struck, or maybe if you do have Love Struck, that can also influence a sim's interest in somebody during these love competitions. There will be a Q&A October 1st, so literally a day before the pack comes out, so we'll get a bunch of information on the getaways. So Zerba also mentioned that the way I see it now, a getaway is not necessarily a vocation. It's anything that involves getting away. It could be a reality TV show, a scout camping trip, an expedition, or whatever you want. Of course, vocations are included. So I want to add on this. I agree, like this is way more than just like running a hotel or a getaway. I think the getaway concept is way broader than hotels. So that's why in my mind, I'm like, personally, I don't think we need hotels because we have this. And I'm still waiting to see like how businesses and hobbies will kind of like work with this expansion pack. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be like, oh no, like you can't have a business and also have a getaway at the same time. Or like certain aspects of B&H won't work with the getaway system. I don't know. They've done that stuff before where like they'll limit stuff. But there is a lot of potential for like cross pack gameplay with both those packs. But also what Zerbu was saying, like in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, you can have like school trips, you know, like if there's a way to kind of like have cross pack compatibility with high school years, and you can like create school trips on those specific days for sims to go. But from what I remember, you can only have 8 sims go to a getaway, and there's way more than 8 sims in high school. So yeah, it is kind of weird, but the possibilities for getaways are endless for sure. Well, speaking of getaways, he also said some more ideas on what you can use for getaways, and he mentioned there's weddings that are more than just short events, conventions, competitions, and tournaments, boarding schools. If maybe you have high school years, you can like use those features to create your own like private school. Who knows if it's actually going to function because it's The Sims 4. We know the main features that they advertise are always broken, but there is a lot of possibilities here. There's also prisons as well. Like if we have to get to work pack, like maybe there's some cross pack gameplay there. Now, like I said, spoilers incoming. There's also a preview of the new world bubble. So this is what it looks like. We can kind of see the mountain, the water, and some of the buildings. There's also like this bird. I don't know what type of bird this is. This looks like a parrot, but it could be something else. Not only that, we also have the cast and the build buy. But quickly going over all this stuff, I'm not really a fan of the cast this time around. And if I'm being honest, the cast has kind of been trash lately. It's like a combination of like athletic wear and then outdoor like camping like slash hiking wear. I'm just not really a fan of it. And then most of the hairstyles I think are pretty bad. Like bro, the very last hairstyle looks like something from Crystal Creations. I think the second last hair looks really good. The third one looks like something from Outdoor Retreat. The fourth one looks really good. And the one after the jellyfish hat looks like something from like Sweet Life and Zach and Cody. I would say my favorite one is with the bandana. I think that one looks really cool. And then we have new facial hair. I think that's like a mustache. Again, I feel like they could have done something better than that. Like I don't know, it just doesn't really stand out to me. And we have some accessories for the archery. That stuff looks okay, but yeah, oh man, it's not looking too good on the cast section, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really a fan of this. It's not enough for me. Now we also do have the build buy. I'm probably the worst person to be reviewing this stuff because I don't really build like that, but there are some like new fireplaces, new flooring, some windows. This is all given like modern slash camp vibes, if that makes sense. We have new beds, new chairs. We have that new lamp with like stickers on it, new swing set and a slide. I think that's a mini fridge, a fireplace, a new bathtub. Then we have some new half walls, some railings, and then we also have the 4 new imaginary friend dolls and also some different diving boards. And then we have some new trim, some wallpaper, again some other windows, the bunk beds, another fireplace, and then we also have that like camp sign. So this reminds me of the one that we have from like Horse Ranch that says, hey, this is like a ranch. And then we also have the butterfly collection, so you can grow your moths into butterflies. So I'm assuming these are the different like butterfly types. We have some wall decor, some ladders, another bed, end tables, lights, and of course we have another bar, guys, because apparently we don't have enough bars in the game. At this point, it's like a running gag to have a bar in every single pack. I just don't get it. And then we also have the modular playground pieces. I think I counted this already, but there's like basically 16 new gameplay objects with the dumbbells, the archery, the new gaming station. Technically it's still the same animation, but we have new games, the blender, and then the stationary bikes. We also have the slide as well. So each of these pieces kind of have their own little gameplay that we saw in the trailer. And I know there was some controversy with the new playground lot venue type, whatever it's called. You need 6 pieces for it to be considered a playground venue lot, but there's only 2 pieces in base game, so they're basically forcing you to buy this pack to be able to create that lot, which makes some sense because that is a base game lot type. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that ball pit from the toddler stuff pack might count as like 3, but again, you still need to buy that pack. So that to me makes no sense. I don't understand. I've never heard of that in my life. It's kind of bizarre. And then there's like some other clutter, some other wallpaper, could be flooring, some more signage, which is nice. And then I'm assuming this is like pre-built like playground stuff. So maybe this is like a way to help Simmer how to like put the pieces together. But again, it's like Lego, like it's all modular. You basically slap on whatever you like together. Now it's also interesting too, The Sims posted on Twitter, have your Sims seem restless lately? Struck by a sudden hunger for adventure, get inspired on ways to break your Sims away from the everyday. So if you click this link, it takes you to this website where there's a bunch of different brochures showing like the types of getaways your Sims can attend. It says, give your Sim a break from the everyday with an exciting new experience sure to recharge their plumb bob. Check back daily to browse new experiences and find the perfect getaway. And there's a bunch of just different getaway brochures. I low-key want to make one myself just for fun. We have this like Camp Be Wilderness. What's interesting with this one is, you guys can pause the video and read this for yourselves, but what's interesting with this, it says it requires enchanted by greed, island living, werewolves, and then vampires. And this also was created by Daniel Dills, so shout out to them. So they mentioned like, you know, you can have like campfire songs, s'mores, spooky stories. All that to me sounds like Outdoor Retreat gameplay, if I'm being honest. But they mentioned that the counselors are a group of werewolves, vampires, mermaids, and fairies. I guess this is like a camp for people who are occults, so you know, that's very interesting. There's another one here that I thought was really cool, was the Golden Age of Love. So this is like a romantic competition for adults and elders, and you can see all like the contestants. So we got Anna, Jimmy, Vivian, Franklin, Gladys, Susan, Steven, Maggie, and then Peter. And this one doesn't involve any packs because you're using the romance competition from this pack, and then like the rest are kind of just like grayed out. So obviously this is them trying to show players like, hey, you can really create any type of getaway that you want. You're not limited to anything. And there's like even this RPS one, like it's grayed out, but you can see that it says rock paper scissors championship. Now lastly, there was a Q&A for the lore and sim townies. I'm just gonna quickly go over what they mentioned because I don't want this video to be too long. But yeah, they said meet the Sims of Gibby Point from the Adventure Awaits expansion pack. So I had all these summarized just so you guys can get like an idea of what's going on with the lore. And of course, if you guys want to read this on your own, I will leave this in the link in the description. So the blog post starts off saying, once you've grabbed your grilled jellyfish from the welcome wagon, it's time to meet your Gibby Point neighbors from the Sims 4 Adventure Awaits expansion pack. Each sim has a story, some heartwarming, some peculiar, I can't even say it, god damn it, and some tangled up in drama, but all share a love for play and adventure. That's the Gibby Point way of life. So we have fitness and play is the Perry way. So Free to Perry runs a Revive and Thrive, a top tier fitness retreat and jellyfish function, known for its wide range of activities and Frida's passion for wellness and connection. Outside of her work, she cares for her shy but intelligent grandson, Dougie, who struggles to make friends. To comfort him, she gives him an imaginary me doll called Wild Child, which surprisingly becomes an active companion for Dougie, joining him in games and easing his loneliness. Yeah, what's really cool too is that they did mention with the imaginary friend doll, if your child's sim is very lonely, it will activate itself and try to be your sim child's friend. So I would love to see if that will actually work in gameplay. Definitely going to be testing that out, but yeah, that's a cool little story for them. And then we have Held Together by a Hyphen. It says Nigel Chavez Ralston, I could be saying that wrong, lifelong resident of Gibby Point, runs Camp Gibby Gibby with his wife Sarah and twin daughters Erin and Aries. Or is it Aris? I don't know. Once part of the Great Adventures trio with Toshi and Raheel, Nigel grew up exploring and mapping the land. Now as a camp director, he lives his dream of sharing the wonders of Wonderwood Wild and the area's rich history with others. So Nigel's the dude that we saw in the trailer with the yellow t-shirt. He used to go to camp and then he became a camp counselor. So Sarah, Nigel's wife, is a talented paper crafter and butterfly enthusiast, but she struggles to balance her creative passions with her motherhood, often feeling unsupported by Nigel's focus on camp. The twin daughters, Erin and Aris, I could be saying that wrong, are inseparable. Erin is outgoing and competitive while Aris is introverted, loyal, and shares her mother's love for paper craft. Around camp, adventurers can also meet Laxmi, the lost explorer and butterfly conservationist, god damn it, who offers quests and knowledge of Gibby Point. So I would say out of all these lore stories, Nigel's family probably has like the biggest lore. Again, I haven't really been a fan of the quests in the previous packs. I don't know if you guys like quests and all that, but I haven't actually done them myself. I definitely will like test them out in this pack for sure, but I've never been a fan of quests. Now we have the Lovers and Fighters. So it says Jane and Star Adam run Love Highland in Crystal Valley, a rustic yet upscale retreat for romance challenges and getaways. Jane is warm, handy, and devoted to love, though prone to jealousy, while Star is a charismatic pianist and love broker. With a flair for dramatic arguments, together they coach couples and host guests in their commune-style home, designed for self-improvement and connection. Where familiar faces like Agora, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that, and Skip Broke may also appear. Now, what's interesting is Skip Broke is a Sims character, I want to say from The Sims 2. I don't know if he's been in other Sims games, but when you play The Sims 2 with the Broke family, he's not alive, like he's dead. If I remember correctly, I'm just going off of like what I remember. I think he died in like a pool accident, like he drowned or something. Now, keep in mind in the Q&A that it said you can discover more about this character. I'm assuming he's supposed to be the biological father of Dustin Broke from the Get Famous expansion pack. In the picture, it looks like he's a kid, but they did confirm that he's an adult in this pack. So like the ages make sense. And apparently he's living with the Addams family. So now lastly, the Friendly, Playful, and Strange. So Buddy Scoop, the only public face of the mysterious Scoop family, is a mischievous child often caught exploring his family's old mines and trading weird collectibles outside. Perella, meanwhile, chose to embody the long-last large plum bird, first mistaken as a mythical beast, but later revealed as a symbol of kindness and community. Now she inspires Sims at festivals, events, keeping Gibby Point's lore and spirit alive. So again, it is confirmed that there are multiple festivals in this pack. So they mentioned there's 4 festivals. They have the Round Fire Festival in Wonderwood Wilds, the Sunrise Sunset Festival in Crystal Valley, Glow and Flow Festival in Jellyfish Junction, and then the Fitness Fest in Jellyfish Junction as well. Now in the QA, they did say that Gibby Point supports all seasons. They said it's a very unique climate where the waters are warmer, allowing Sims to do water activities year round. So I'm assuming we'll see snow and all that other stuff, but majority of the time it is going to be on the hotter side. But yeah, that's just a quick summary of all the Sims coming in this pack. If you guys have made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Also, shout out to Shari King. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate everything you do for me. I hope you guys have a good day and take care.